Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. We're beginning now. Take it away, ChaosDrifter.
All right. Good morning, everyone. My name's ChaosDrifter, and I'm going to be joined here this morning with Lane.
Hey there.
Today, we're going to be showing off Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic any percent. This was shown off a few years ago by Glasnock back in 2016, and it's a little bit different now. Back then, he had gotten a 132, give or take, and we're looking to shatter that time, hoping to get around 50 minutes on it. So we got a lot of glitches coming up. It's gonna be pretty fast, but hopefully you'll be able to keep up. To do this, we're gonna be going as a scoundrel, which has 18 strength, 15 constitution, and 14 wisdom. Gives us a good chance to hit and good saves. And then we're going to be taking security, persuade, and computer use. Those are going to be our skills. And for our feats, we grab weapon focused melee weapons. And we're going to give ourselves a good name here. All right, time's going to start whenever I hit play here. I'll do a quick countdown for us, and then we'll get started. So 3, 2, 1, go. So our game starts off with our first glitch, which is what's called a hard buffer. We do 2 or 3 quick saves there. Run to the left. Oh, we do 2 or 3 quick saves and then hard load that save. We open up the footlocker and then equip our short sword to go talk to Trask. Add him to our party. And now we're going to open the door on the far side. Now we've already sequence broke the game here because we're supposed to have a cutscene that plays. But we're able to skip that cutscene and do a couple things early.
So yeah, the early game for this speedrun is oftentimes more characterized by being combat heavy and having a lot more like frantic things to do that are closer to the true spirit of KOTOR, whereas the late game is quite a far cry from intended gameplay. And already he's getting trolled by some RNG. So the glitch you just did there is the Anywhere Menu Glitch, or AMG. It's one that I found a couple years ago, and it allows us to arbitrarily unpause the game in some strange locations. In this case, he unpauses during this cutscene to reposition his playable characters.
Yeah, this is basically our gateway glitch. We're going to be using this all over the game in order to do a whole bunch of different things. We could use it here, for example. However, we do need to have this entire fight play out. And then there's a couple of lines of dialogue that we're not able to skip past if we were to be in an AMG state.
So yeah, most of these cutscenes you see here on the Inner Spire are actually RNG. The people that are fighting are doing proper combat rounds, which means that if they roll poorly, the cutscene will last longer.
Alright. We're going to take a quick level up here to grab 2-weapon fighting. And we're going to do what's called an open buffer. So Trask is trying to have a conversation with us here, and we're going to carry that into the next room. And the game can only have one, essentially one event playing at one time. So whenever we get into the other room, when there's another event supposed to take place, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm also doing some other funny business right now. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
I'm now invincible.
That glitch you just did to become invincible is called a hot shot. We will dig into the nitty-gritty of that later. For now, just accept that he is invincible.
Right.
And to be specific, he has a minimum of 1 HP, so he can take damage, he just won't go below 1.
We're going to loot that footlocker there, use this computer panel in order to overload the terminal, which will kill all 5 of these Sith troopers. We're going to loot that red trooper as soon as we enter the room. This is going to give us the prototype Viperblade, which is going to be basically one of our 2 main weapons on Terrace. And now's probably a good time for one donation.
Sure thing. Quick one here. Alexander with $100 talking about an upcoming run. So excited to see Quest for Glory at GDQ this year. Sierra games were intensely my jam when I was a kid.
Awesome.
All right.
So now we're starting on Terrace here. We're going to talk to Karth. And as soon as we finish our conversation with him, we're going to leave the apartment. And we do have to take him because this is our first time leaving. We'll do another hard buffer here. and we'll AMG on the load-in while we walk over to Lareem. And we're going to do our first pop-up replacement. So why don't you explain that?
So this game has a bunch of different menu layers, and there's certain menus that can't share a layer in this game. One of those are pop-ups. So what he did just there is used an AMG to replace his pop-up with a sell confirmation pop-up, and then moved his credits below the amount of money that would require to sell that item, or actually buy that item rather, my bad. And by doing that, he was able to perform an integer underflow on his credit count, giving him effectively infinite credits, which we are going to use for the rest of the game for all of our spending needs.
Right, so easy version of that is that we got a free credit card from Lareem, and I swear we'll pay it back one of these days. But for now, we're going to split up Karth and the main character so we can go into Zelka's shop here and buy some stems. They're going to be really important here for Terrace.
Yep.
And we're going to go ahead and use these. And then we'll use our first Gip Warp. We'll probably explain a little bit more about what just happened there later. But for now, you just have to know that I warped to the closest loading zone.
So yeah, to recap, we are invincible, in severe debt, have purchased a bunch of drugs and explosives. We're off to a great start.
This is, of course, the only Jedi way. All right, so we're going to head into the other apartment complex. We do need to get ourselves a Sith disguise, as well as just a little bit more XP, which is really easy if we send the main character to the right to go kill Largo. We probably have time for another donation here, actually.
Gotcha. All right, here's one from Nightwinged Kuraba, who says, KOTOR hype. Thank you for the $25 donation there for 2 Doctors Without Borders.
Awesome.
So yeah, I guess now is as good a time as any to talk about Gip Warp, son. So Gip Warp stands for Gather Your Party Warp. So in this game, it's designed such that you're not supposed to go into the next area without your party members being sufficiently near you. And they have a little bit of positioning in the dialogue that shows up that keeps them from getting stuck in the door. However, using menu glitches, we can abuse this such that your party member will teleport arbitrarily to the nearest door, which happens for a variety of complicated reasons. But that's the gist of it. We use it to teleport around the map.
Hope you guys are following along. We do a few things in this game, 1 or 2. Here we're going to set the MC into a specific position there, so that way he can kill some of these black Vulcars that spawn in. Nice, and they all 3 spawned in. There's a chance that one of them doesn't spawn, and we have to go get some extra XP, but thankfully we're not unlucky.
So by clicking on the door there, it warps his main character over, and he's all set to do this sequence in here.
So, if you're familiar with this game, you'll know that what's supposed to happen is we're supposed to talk to Gadden here, and he's going to tell us about mission and how we need to defeat the Vulcars. But with a Gip Warp, we're able to teleport behind him and enter the elevator. And the only time that we'd ever enter in here is if we had sided with Candon. So it's assuming that we've already done that. And this will allow us to completely skip. Ooh, that is a very unfortunate start. Alright, we're gonna just stay in here so that way Karth.
Yeah.
We're about to do something a little complicated here, so Lane's gonna take this one away.
Oh yeah, so first of all, what we just did there is we basically skipped the majority of the Terrace plot, so we are already basically the second half of Terrace. Now what he's doing is, with the menu glitch, he was able to swap his character during a level up, which meant that the level up was not consumed as he leveled from 3 to 4. As a result, he's able to level pseudo-infinitely, which is why you're hearing him mash his keyboard like crazy, because he wants to level to 88. Doing that will give him enough skill points to have a ridiculous amount of security, computer use, and persuade, which is going to be used for some sequence ranks and various other checks we need to meet along the way. So that way we're just not going to have to really worry about any chance of that going on. There's a whole lot of strategy and skill that goes into this glitch, and it's really the main barrier for most people that want to try this category, because you have to be very fast at menuing and leveling up, which he's doing a pretty decent job of right now. I'm sure he's probably kicking himself a tad. It's hard to be not critical about yourself when it comes to this glitch.
Come on now, Lane. You're supposed to, you know, like,
This is the hype you got. He's
puff
doing
me
a
up.
great
Oh,
job. He's
this
awesome.
was a
Look at him go.
great flu. Come on, Lane. If you're interested in running this, but this looks really intimidating, we do have no major glitches, which was basically spawned out of not wanting to do the flu.
Oh, by the way, flu stands for fake level up, if I didn't make that clear.
Oh, yes. All right, so now that we've done all of that work, we end up walking away with just 45 computer use, 21 persuade, and 91 security. But with that 91 security, I'm now able to unlock impossible tier lock doors. I'm gonna need to heal Karth here.
Because for
We
some
are
reason,
going to...
the developers on Terrace decided that they were going to actually put a chance for these doors to be unlocked instead of having them be plot locked, which means you can sequence break just by being good enough at picking locks, which is hilarious to me.
All right. So now that we've gone through and taken care of the swoop gang here, we're going to enter into the cantina, make a hard save here, and we'll exit out.
So these hard saves he's making are in preparation for two different glitches that happen later in this run. Those are the hotshot glitch, which we already saw a little bit of on the Endar Spire, and the fast lane glitch, which was named after yours truly, unfortunately, which is also used for some interesting transit tactics that will all be explained when we get to those later.
All right, and we also re-enter into the upper city, which resets the last time that we were in that module for whenever we hotshot later on. But for now, we're going to... Oh, that is mighty unfortunate.
That's very bad luck. This is the whole reason we take the extra wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. It's this exact moment right here. Oh, man. All right. That's okay.
Minor setback.
There's worse things that can happen. There is a chance still for this to fail since I'm still in combat. There we go. Third time's the charm. So Candon, who we've never spoken to before, has already heard the news of us taking care of Gaddon. So he's decided to invite us to the annual swoop race bike. Words are hard.
For charity.
For charity.
Yeah, and he says, Kuti chani mulira shaktura muni paktona wakachona tize to us.
You hear it a few times. Kind of accidentally memorize it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So here, we're going to pretend to do the swoop race 3 times. The devs were actually really kind to people who were really struggling in the spot. And so if you actually fail 3 times in a row and then succeed on the 4th attempt, then you won't have to race again.
Yep.
So that's what I just did there. I started the race and then I was able to AMG and quit it out. The race itself is not very difficult or very interesting, so we probably got time for another donation or 2.
Yeah, sounds good. Here's one. It's a $50 donation from Asher's Message, who says, I am watching one of my all-time favorite games with my 12-week pregnant partner, so we're considering this our son's first ever GDQ, but definitely not his last. Thanks to the runner and crew for this amazing KOTOR run.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you.
You'll notice
Really
he
sweet.
did not switch into the 4th gear there, because for whatever reason in this game, it's faster if you're in 3rd.
Well, only here, though, for some
Yeah.
reason. So now we're going to do a hard buffer to skip the Brejek fight, and we're going to do our first hot shot after the Spire here to return to Upper City North.
So
I'm going to do...
Go ahead.
Here, you go ahead.
So yeah,
I've already done it.
The way these hotshots work is that essentially we're opening the save menu behind the main menu using a series of menu glitches that allows us to move the metadata from one save to a different hard save, particularly from our quick save to a different hard save, which essentially allows us to load in a save in any location that save has been to previously, so, like effectively arbitrarily warping us to these locations we've been to before. So here he warped back to the Upper City, and his character was reverted to the status that he was last time he entered the Upper City, which is why he poked his head in earlier. This glitch is going to be used even more later with more insane and complicated effects, which we'll try our best to explain when we get to them.
All right, and so since I have 45 computer use, I was able to hack into that terminal and without using any of the computer spikes for it, which allows me to go just straight into the Sith base governor room without having to go get a key card or anything like that. Now we're gonna fight the Sith Governor here. This is actually probably the most RNG heavy fight of the run. Well,
Pretty much, yeah.
it was.
And this is also effectively the last fight.
That
of
was
the run.
an amazing fight. Oh my goodness.
Here we're doing yet another hot shot to get back to Javier's Cantina where we were earlier.
Did I loot the Sith Governor? I guess we'll find out in a second.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
Okay, all right, yeah, let me just do this.
Small mistake there, but nothing major. He caught it pretty early. But yeah, anyway,
go.
so we've already escaped terrorists, which most people who played this game before knows that usually takes about, 3 to 4 hours casually.
Yeah, we're just racing on through here. All right, take 2 here. That didn't happen.
So yeah, the Sith Governor is essentially the last fight of this run. We're not going to fight anybody else. We're going to be saving the animals and being a pacifist throughout basically the rest of this.
That's right. And since we're skipping some of these cutscenes, we're also skipping some other major events that happen. So we're saving a lot of people right now.
Oh yeah.
But we want to keep our Sith armor because that's really important to us.
So
It means something.
Davik is kind enough to let us borrow the Ebon Hawk without any real fuss, and we are off of Terrace already. Some people say that Terrace is supposed to blow up. I've never seen it before. Terrace is just fine. I don't know who Mission or Zalbar are either.
Who?
Exactly.
If I see a mission, I'm going to tell her that Terrace is a wasteland. I don't know what that means, but that's what I'm going to tell her. Okay, so here we're heading to the Jedi Council. There's also some random Jedi lady named Bastila who's hanging out with us, who's apparently going to introduce us. I don't know why we are a good, subject to become a Jedi, but, maybe it'll work out for us.
It's the first time we've seen Bastila. Nevertheless, through a series of glitches, we are going to become a Jedi with even less training than Rey from the sequel trilogy, which is honestly saying a lot.
So we're going to cancel out here as soon as I see the main character starting to walk away. Do another AMG, tab and unpause, and now you can see the main characters behind Dorak. We'll cancel again on this second AMG, and now Candace is next to Jar. And now we're just swapping around characters and having Candace start all of these tasks for us to become a Jedi.
Yeah,
With
just like
that, we're already a Jedi.
Yep. We show up and they, give us a lightsaber and tell us to go have fun.
And with that, that was our last level up the run.
Oh yeah, no more leveling up. Huzzah.
We did a lot, honestly.
Don't forget to make your save here, by the way.
Yeah. There's a very important save that we have to make here that I am notorious for forgetting about. All right, so we're going to talk to Jar here, who tells us about our final task to become a Jedi. In the Grove, there is something that is amiss. Apparently, there's dark side energies that are going on, and we've been sent to investigate it.
Something's rotten in the state of Denmark, or in Grove, rather. State of Dantooine, I guess.
All right, and here we're going to be doing our first... Oh, I'm going to do a setup for a fast lane, and then we're going to do our first soft buffer. So similar to hard buffers, we're going to be quick saving and doing save teleports, which I guess we'll probably explain a little later, in order to not have these 2 cutscenes play. And then once I finish out at the end, I'm going to use a force power, which will cause us to skip both of those cutscenes.
Reason that causes a cutscene skip is this game doesn't like combat rounds to be occurring during dialogue, and since a force power briefly starts combat rounds, it causes the cutscene to be cancelled. So the pop-up that he replaced there allowed him to return to Ebon Hawk without having his party member near him, which is used to set the transit back point, which will be come into play later.
Now we're just going to do a little bit of walking towards Juhani, so we have time for another 1 or 2 donations.
Excellent, got you covered. Here is a donation from a Phantom Jedi. They gave $50 as saying, KOTOR is the game that taught me that it's possible to enjoy video games even with very poor hand-eye coordination, and the reveal of Ravan's identity had me smiling for weeks. May the Force and the RNG be with you on your run, ChaosDrifter.
Who's
Thank
Revan?
you, and may the Force be with you.
Never heard of Revan before.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
We skip all the plot in this game, so there's no
Oh,
spoilers.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a spoiler-free run.
You have done what?
All right, so we have Canderous talk to Jar there, which switches the main character over to here, and then we'll have the main character talk to Vandar. Add Bastila to our party, which removes Canderous, which is also now broken Canderous for the rest of the game, and transit back after removing her.
So by transiting back, he ends up in the location he returned to Ebonhawk from earlier, which cuts out a whole lot of walking. It's also worth noting, you see that the stims that he put on at the very beginning of the game are still on. That's because of something we call the duration glitch, which is kind of hard to explain, but basically status effects last a really long time for us.
Well, that on top of all of these hot shots that I'm doing. What am I doing? There we go.
But this is his first save-based fast lane, where he loads into an old save, AMGs, and pop-up replaces the Return to Ebonhawk dialogue. This is going to allow us to clip through this door here to sequence break this ruins area. And Cander's clipped right through, which is nice to see.
There we go. And we did 2 really quick buffers there, and we're now going to do another hot shot before we begin the creamy middle of the run.
Yeah, that's the developer's words, not ours. We found that in some source scripts where they call the middle of the game the creamy middle, which always cracked us up.
So now that we found the first star map, the council is going to send us on the mission to go find the other 4 across the galaxy. We're going to be going to Manon, Korriban, Kashyyyk, and Tatooine, and apparently they're supposed to lead us to some sort of treasure or a secret weapon, or you know, honestly, I don't really know the plot anymore.
It's not made very clear. We skip all the plot.
Yeah. I just speedrun this game. I don't know what's happening.
All that we know is that we are here, we are wearing Sith armor, and we must go fast.
Yes.
Sure.
All right, so now we're going to enter onto the Ebonhawk and make our Ebonhawk save. Not overwrite my fast lane. And we're going to head off to the watery planet of Manon. That's probably another... Oh, this is actually, we need to explain map CS skips because we forgot to explain those earlier.
Oh yes, so this game has what's called a global fade-in, which is this period where the game's fading from black, where you're actually able to input character motions and like menu operations, which can be abused to do things like returning to an Ebonhawk before a cutscene starts, which skips it outright. And it's also essentially the way buffers work as well, as far as hard buffers go. Here he
Right.
soft buffers in, and we're gonna get going with Manon.
Well, I want to take a quick stop for a second. I'm just going to buy these just for safety.
Do some shopping.
Yeah. I mean, you never know when you're going to need them.
Thermal detonators, why would you need those? I thought we said we were done with combat.
That's unfortunate. There's a chance, I don't know exactly what causes it, maybe you know, Lane, but of the, twice in a row of these doors not opening on the first time.
Yeah, you just had to jinx it, man.
And it's not that big of a deal, all things
So,
considered.
another thing to explain here is that running KOTOR gets a little lonely. And so see right there, he just talked to that droid with some funny dialogue. We named him Bob a while ago because we just needed some more friends along the route.
Yeah, it gets pretty lonely. You know, I could use some more friends, actually. I heard there's a really nice Republic soldier on here.
Named
Somewhere.
Steve.
Yes.
Shout out to Sheet Metal for Bob Strats, and Steve is right here.
Greetings, Master Jedi. I hope you have
He's got such a great dialogue. All right, so now we're going to talk to Roland Wan. Here, he's going to tell us that there is a secret submarine that only the Republic can use and that the Sith have caused them issues. So he's going to let us in a Sith uniform now go into the back, and we're just going to see the door and clip right past it.
Yeah,
No
to
big
be
deal.
fair, yeah, we just basically walk through the wall. I mean, he's not letting us do anything, but it's not like he could stop us either.
All right, and now we are going to begin the Rackard Station. So we just have a hunch that for some reason the star map that's here is, I guess, underwater. I mean, we didn't watch we didn't have a vision or anything, and we didn't talk to any Bastila or anything like that.
Yeah, how should we
Oh my
know?
gosh. It's the Cellcat Fight Club.
There's one rule, though. We're not supposed to talk about it.
What are we not supposed to talk about?
Exactly.
Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to grab the environmental suit and head outside. But this thing seems a little bulky, honestly. It's kind of big.
Yeah, I feel like it would be pretty slow to wear an environmental suit. I mean, like, who wants to be wading through water like that? So,
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back to the ship.
yep, and so like that, he's going to fast lane out of here to a location where we're actually able to change our equipment. And because the Sith armor that we kept with us is considered a disguise, it changes our character appearance and our movement speed. So we're able to remove the scuba suit and walk on the sea floor under miles of ocean without succumbing to pressure for some reason.
Sith engineering, man.
Oh yeah.
And also, as a reminder, we are invincible as you watch our HP dip down to 0. Look at that. Or, well, dip down to 1.
Yeah. The Fraction Sharks got nothing on us.
They just got rubber teeth, man. All right, here's the finalists of the Cellcat Fight Club.
No, I won't let you open the door for those
Alright.
Now we're going to do another soft buffer here. And in just a second, we're going to do another one of those fast lanes to remove the scuba suit. So we have another time for a donation or two.
Okay, let's see. Here's one from Avicent for $20 saying KOTOR and MSF at GDQ. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. I highly recommend buying a copy for the story alone, after donating, of course. Smiley face. Also have 500 credits here from HK47. Speedrunning is knowing your target, putting them in your targeting reticle, and together achieving a singular purpose against statistically long odds. Good luck, meatbag.
Oh, that's the
It's an
HK
honor,
love
HK.
speech. Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, we will not be seeing a cameo from the Murder Hungry droid in this route.
Very sad.
Yeah, also that star map there was one of the last rule breaks Chaos gets as far as execution goes. It's going to be basically non-stop control from him for the rest of the game.
Well, I don't know about you, but water's wet, and I could use someplace to dry off. So I'm gonna use 4 speed here. So I'm gonna head to the dustiest planet I know, Korriban. So here, we are basically going to head into the Sith Academy and then go straight into the Valley of the Dark Lords. There's not really a lot that goes on this planet other than just a few buffers. So we have a bunch of time for donations here, honestly.
And I will note that we should fit right in,
Actually,
seeing
I'm
as
gonna
we
just-
are wearing Sith armor.
Just real quick before a donation, I did reset there because I missed the buffer, but also because we do have what's called a memory leak. So every one of these quick saves, I'm building up a little bit of memory every single time, and eventually it'll get to the point where I crash my game. So I do have to be aware of that all throughout the run. Anyways, go ahead with as many donations, really.
Right on. Okay, here is one from CC for $100. They said, I set my alarm for the middle of the night. KOTOR is worth it. May the force be with the run. And here's a $25 donation from Soup Witch. Greetings from Soup. Here's a little money to see Pump It Up, referring to bonus game 5 there, which is an open incentive right now. Let's see, here's a $100 donation from Tyrant Wave. Tyrant Wave says, always look forward to GDQ and impressed with how it's working so well with everyone remote this year. Let's beat up some KH bosses. Yes, and they're referring to the Kingdom Hearts 2 incentive, which is getting awfully close to being done last I checked. Yeah, just a little over $1,000 left to the level 1 super bosses incentive there.
All right, that sounds great.
I think we got time for one more.
Okay, yeah, this one's shorter. Here's $100 from Chansey. Had to stay up late and donate for one of my favorite games growing up. Excited to see KOTOR get broken. Thank you, Chansey.
All right, and with that, you'll see that we've basically ignored the entirety of the plot in Korriban. We're not doing any Sith Academy stuff or any of the interesting quest lines here. Instead, we're running straight for the final end game. And when we get into Tomb of Nagasado, what are we gonna do? But
I think this has been a little bit too much of the Dusty planner for me. I'm gonna leave.
all right. Well, I guess we'll come back later, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do this again because I hovered over the wrong spot.
Yeah, that was kind of strange.
What am I doing? I'm being not a good runner right now.
Oh, wow.
Let's do this properly.
Look at this guy making mistakes.
There we go. Third time's the charm.
All right, now we're back on
Okay.
the Ebon Hawk, and of course Bachelor wants to talk to us after all that. And since we're done with dust, we decided to go check out the forest, enjoy some humidity, some nice fresh air.
I did not mean to cast force speed there, but that is
That's
gonna
all right.
be okay.
The viewers are gonna like it better, less save teleports.
Yes.
So I suppose we
Yeah.
should explain save teleports. This game, whenever you quick save while using mouse movements, you get warped forward slightly, biased to both your character's movement speed and the size of their walking animation. And so if you have force speed on, this distance is smaller because you're supposed to have more animations going during the save than is expected. Nevertheless, later into the game, as our save size gets higher and we have longer quick saves, we will get bigger teleports, and we're going to start using that strategy a lot more.
Sure.
So here is one of the big instances of a coordinate warp, which he just did, which was essentially a hot shot, except with a party member. Party members will end up in the same coordinates that they were left from the previous module.
Wow, I got Katarn skip, dude.
Oh, Pog. That's a major Pog moment right there. But yeah, nevertheless, so the party member will save their coordinates in between the two modules hotshotted from. So that put Kark halfway across the Great Walkway, and which set him up for a simple gip to go, teleport straight to the elevator. And like that, we ignore Jolie and just run straight into the darkness of the forest.
Yeah, I feel like we need to head this direction for some reason. There's something about these guards that, I don't know. I just feel like using mind control on them and figuring out their access codes to these sonic emitters.
Yep, nobody asked us to do this. We're doing this of our own volition for no particular reason, and Jolie seems quite happy that we did do it.
I've heard it saves the animals.
Ready?
Oh yeah.
Oh, come on, there we go. All right, so now we're gonna start using some save teleports here. So you can see that these save teleports, whenever I don't have force speed on, are pretty sizable. If you look at some of the longer categories, like all quests or no major glitches, these get absolutely massive. And they'll continue to get bigger and bigger throughout the game.
So yeah, Jolie is going to help us find the secret of the forest, which is both a star map and also a great track from the Chrono Trigger OST. But yeah, we're going to do yet another coordinate warp with these party members, which are going to spawn them right next to the objective in the lower Shadowlands.
All right, so now we're going to do an AMG and talk to this computer here. He's got a little test for us, but I know all the answers. 14141.
Yeah, we studied.
All right. Stay in school, kids. All right, so now we're going to do another hot shot back to the Ebon Hawk and fly to this nice sandy beach planet.
Yeah, we got a little tired of
Tatooine.
trees, so we decided to go to the exact opposite.
All right. Here we go. Bastila really wants to tell us about her visions here tonight. All right. Let's try to go to Tatooine one more time. All right, we're going to do some save teleports here to pass by the Giska shipment. And I'm going to take a look at my memory. My memory looks fine right now.
Alrighty, so yeah, as he starts Tatooine, he's going to do a little bit of the plot, but not too much. Don't worry, we're going to be skipping basically all of Tatooine in a moment here. But first, he has some business to take care of on the last dusty planet he was on. So it turns out, right outside the Zerka office is the exact same coordinates of the star map in the Tomb of Nagasado. So by doing a quick little hotshot here, we are able to warp them right next to it, which you'll see right here. And if
There
that
we go. And now I just have to hit the trigger, and then I can cancel my AMG, quick save, quick load, and hard save back over top of my Naga Sadao save, and I'll be able to hot shot back, and we'll have all of the all 3 of those star maps. And what's really crazy about that one there is that that's going to skip the Leviathan for us. Because typically after you finish your 3rd star map and then you fly to another planet, the Leviathan will intercept you, but not for us. I'm going to just add some party members here. I just, you know, I've missed the comfort of my friends, and, you know, that seemed good enough. That was a lot.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
you'll
I'd
be
rather
just
be alone.
fine.
Whoops.
But yeah, so with that, we are still on Tatooine, and we've managed to get the Korriban star map. And if that all seemed like entirely just utter sorcery to you, the answer is it is. There's
Yeah.
no real logic in KOTOR speedrunning anymore.
Well, there is. There just isn't. There's a plot here somewhere, I think. So we're now going to head to the Eastern Dune Sea for some reason. Here there's, we think that there's another star map here. It's in some sort of cave. I don't know. I didn't see the vision. Basil wanted to tell us about it, though, apparently.
Yeah, so those of you who have played this game before know that there's a big, long, complicated plot here with droids and Tusken Raiders. We did none of it. We just teleported past it all, and now we're gonna walk around the Crate Dragon.
Ooh,
hopefully
is...
we all. That's could be a little sketchy, a little mockcast there.
Woo!
That worked out. All right, nice.
I can't believe that worked.
And that's the creamy middle done. Time to move in the late game.
All right, so now we're going to hotshot back to the Ebon Hawk for the final time. And as soon as I get back here, I'm going to clear my memory because I'm getting a little bit close. Oops. All right, and now we're off to Lahan, Ricotta Prime, the unknown planets, the Starforge system, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, there's like 4 different names for this world.
Welcome.
It's the one with the ricotta. Ooh, you didn't get the force buffer. Ouch.
Okay, all right, there we go. That was odd.
Yeah, this might be a little sketchy at the start, but hopefully we get a fighter encounter. That'd be very nice.
No fighters.
Unfortunate. Sad.
So we were looking for a fighter encounter there. It's a 50-50 chance. It saves about 10 minutes on the planet.
10
minutes.
seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds on the planet. It would have removed our force speed and all of our stems here, which we're still carrying over from the beginning of the game.
It also would cut out some running in the Ebon Hawk, but so it would have been a win-win, because just using a simple little AMG skip with it. Nevertheless, things should go just fine here. He's gonna head over here to save the animals, get some ship parts, as well as add a party member up.
There we go. We've saved the Giska from explosion.
Which means Shoal gets to live another day.
Ready? Yes?
All right. So now we've picked up a ship part because the Ebon Hawk crashed here on this planet. And we are now going to head inside the temple. We don't know why we're going inside the temple, but, you know, let's just call it a hunch. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Carthus Inferno Ford, yeah.
This happened yesterday, too. There we go. Take 2. All right, so we're going to do another fast lane setup here so that we can do our final door clip.
And also, again, those who know the game know that you're actually supposed to do quest line here with the ricotta. We did none of it. We just clipped right into the very end of Lahan.
Who needs to do plot? That seems like, you know, a lot of extra work.
Yes?
We're going to send Juhani and the main character over to the left. And we will get both of them, so that way they are at the lower part of the temple, and Karth will walk up through the upper part of the temple, because they're close to each other?
Yeah, they're close enough, so... Because they don't care about the, like, Z coordinate in this game, it's just the X and Y.
Hey, look, it's Bastila.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her in a while.
She's wearing all black now and has a red lightsaber. It's probably just the phase, though. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she's just upset that we haven't been watching those visions with her. Whatever. We'll worry about it later. For now, though, we're going to fast lane to return to the Ebon Hawk again. And this will put Karth right next to... Oh, this could be sketchy, please. All right, cool.
That worked.
That'll
Nice.
put Karth right next to the entrance, and we're able to enter in that way. Repair our hyperdrive, and we will start the cutscene to go to the Starforge.
The cutscene
This
is
is-
usually 2.5 minutes long and used to be a bane to the speedruns, but ever since AMG came along, we are able to skip to the very last line of dialogue because camera movements are important to these cutscenes.
All right. So we're gonna start the final level, the final location here in the run. So we're closing in here on the end. We're gonna take Juhani with us. She's gonna be useful later on. We're gonna skip this cutscene here by using force speed, and we're going to cue the MC to go to that door. We're gonna do a bunch of micromanagement movement here. So essentially, I'm going to move the main character to a door, and then once that door opens, then I'll switch to I'll move him to a door, and while he's moving there, then Juhani will do a bunch of movement, and we'll kind of keep doing this cycle for a while.
Yes, the Starforge is very micro heavy because we're just trying to get everybody in the minimum position across this module so that they can get warp to the other side and continue on to deck 2.
Okay, we're gonna make a hard save here for later, and we'll go ahead and recast force speed with Juhani.
Remember
And
not to
okay,
look.
she's now.
Yes.
All right. So by not looking there, that actually skips a
Your wish.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah,
just needed
stun
to-
there. Because usually
Yeah.
you're supposed to get stunned when those droids open the door, but since we're not controlling Juhani when she enters the trigger, the game doesn't register it.
Yes.
Yes.
So now we're going to be doing essentially the same thing again. So this is probably a good opportunity for 1 or 2 more donations.
Yeah, here is one from Taeyun, sent a $5 donation saying, "Hey SGDQ, have a haiku. KOTOR is the best Star Wars game in history. Here, have $5. Thank you, Taeyun. Also, $100 here from Mogar. I had to donate during KOTOR because it made a young Star Wars Extended Universe fan such as myself a fan of RPGs. Great run and a great cause as always. SGDQ is the highlight of my summer."
Alright, so right here, he's doing our last major hotshot of the game to coordinate warp Juhani all the way into Basilisk Chamber at the end of Deck 3, effectively skipping all of the major boss fights on Starforge, save except the last one.
Okay, let's not hard save over the wrong slot there.
Oh, that was a close one, yeah, that would have been bad.
I do have to do a little setup there. So we do have to do what's called a... we can't do what's called hotshotting forward. So I wouldn't be able to hotshot from this deck 1 save to the command center save. So I have to hotshot back to deck 1, and then it'll be fine. Hopefully. Okay, all right.
That was close.
There's a chance there that Juhani can open that door beforehand, and if she does, then we have to figure out something to do. There we go.
Alright, so just like that, she teleports behind Malik, and now they're gonna ignore Malik to go fight Malik, because this game is filled with logic.
Who's Malik?
Oh, we're about to find out. Something we haven't been mentioning is that every single time Chaos travels between planets, he's been opening his equipment menu. The equipment menu makes a deep copy of all the items in your inventory that isn't properly merged if you leave the Ebon Hawk while the menu is still open. As a result, we are able to duplicate our entire inventory, which is why in just a moment here, Chaos is going to have about 50 thermal detonators to use. And we're just going to blow Malik up because we are level 4, 5 actually.
What?
So I'm going to essentially keep restarting. Oh, Malik's got into the perfect position. Oh, that was a perfect fight against him. All right.
Alright, so this last glitch here is called Wire Targeting, named for Hotshot Wire, who is also what Hotshot's named after. We should probably mention that as well. Where we can take a hostile target from one save and move it into another one.
First try.
Oh my god. That's time.
Let's go, dude. Ah, yes. I told you that was gonna happen. So essentially, we have to get a flat natural 20 on that. I have lost like upwards of a minute and a half trying to just get Juhani to just hit that. And yes, that's so satisfying.
Nice. Only in GDQ. That's that insane luck. Oh my gosh.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Well, I didn't even have time to explain it. It was first try, but that's the run right there. Oh my, yeah.
Well, all right. So just to wrap everything up. That's the end of the run, by the way. I didn't expect the run was gonna end that quick. So essentially, just to wrap everything up, if you're interested in running this game, we do have a Discord that's extremely active. We're more than happy to teach. In fact, coming up, we're about to be doing a KOTOR 2 any percent with the intention of teaching a bunch of new people. So if you're interested in just learning a new speed run, that's a really cool one too. It's even more glitch heavy than this one. If you're not a big fan of glitches, of course, there's the no major glitches that I mentioned before, which is a really competitive category and glitchless. And there's just a whole bunch of runners who are going to be really interested in teaching everyone what's going on.
It should be mentioned that links to the Discord as well as guides for all these various categories can be found on speedrun.com/KOTOR1. Also, I believe you have some shoutouts to do, Chaos.
Yeah. But first, let's. Oh, I didn't break it.
Oh well.
I missed it. That's a shame, but yeah, just real quick, just to shout out a few members of the community. We talked about Glaznock earlier, who ran this run a few years ago. Indy Kenobi's done a lot with all of our routing. Hotshot and Lane have done a bunch of glitch hunting. Sheep inspired me to run this category. And then of course we have all the runners: Shoal, 30, C-Dubs, Range Build, Werewolf, Sober, Sanjan, Red Mage, Will, Crafty, Relentant. All of you guys make the KOTOR community what it is. I'm sure we're probably missing out a few people, but thank you to all of you guys. Without all of them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And of course, thank you to GDQ for letting me have this opportunity to show off such an awesome run.
And
But that's KOTOR 180%.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for that excellent run, and what an ending. If you're clapping along at home or virtually in chat, could we please get one more round of applause there for ChaosDrifter with Knights of the Old Republic any percent. Fantastic. Loved that. Good luck at the end. Oh, that was great. Got a couple donations to check in on here. There's a $50 one from Garbage Owl who said, loving the KOTOR run. Almost played it through for the first time this year, but my run died to the Terran Tatex on Korriban. Save the animals. Thank you, Garbage Owl. Also, Spice Merchant with $10. You own the Eben Hawk. Well, here's some spice to legitimately transport. Thank you, Spice Merchant. And with that, we will be back in just a moment after some messages from Twitch. And we are back now at SGDQ 2020 Online. Thanks for tuning in. A lot of love here in the donation comments for that last run. Let's just cover some more of it here. $100 from Anonymous saying, I never played the first KOTOR, but I had a copy of the sequel and I loved it. Light side or dark, may the force be with you. Let's put 100 credits toward MSF helping to make the world a better place for people all around the world. This is also the first time I've attended a GDQ event live, so I finally get to say what I've always wanted to say since the first time I heard it. That's never happened before. Thanks, Anonymous. And yeah, hope a good virtual "that's never happened before" for you was nice. Let's see. Iggy Zig with $5. Chaos and KOTOR and Prolix? Oh my. Putting this toward the Zero Dawn flying mount glitch because I want to believe a robo-horse can fly. Oh, yeah, thank you very much for calling out one of our incentives there for the upcoming Horizon Zero Dawn run. We do have a flying mount glitch demo where, if met, we'll perform a tutorial and demonstrate how to do a flying mount glitch in Horizon. That will be quite a thing. Oh, yes, if you were wondering of the status of that, we've already raised over $2,000 of $8,000 we're trying to meet the $8,000 goal to include that in the marathon. Let's see, $50 here from Cat Peach. Mr. Donation Reader, it's never a GDQ until I hear your voice. May the force be with the runners and all the volunteers. Hey, thanks, Cat Peach. I appreciate it. It's great to keep connected with the audience through all of these events. I always have a wonderful time doing this, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to be the voice of the marathon for you for just a little bit every time. So to keep you informed of where we're at, up next we have Elevator Action Returns with The Opponent, followed by Terminator Skynet by TBCR. And then on deck, we've got Hello Neighbor with Smythe, a PC any % run. And then, of course, oh yes, Quest for Glory 1, So You Want to Be a Hero, coming up a little bit later this morning. A lot of people excited for the Sierra Games runs. That is a 100% run of the game, but which route to take will depend on a bid war that is still open right now. You could choose a player class, the Thief, the Fighter, or the Mage. David at TKI ready to run either one of those depending on what wins. Last I checked, I believe the Thief was in the lead. Yes, narrow margin there though, so you never know. A Fighter trying to claw its way into first place. We'll see how that goes. Let's see, here is a donation from Sam Hopkins. No comment with it, but Sam gave us $1,000 for Doctors Without Borders. Thank you very much for the generosity.